Good evening. A big shakeup on the eve of the trial for the deadly shooting on the Rust movie set that will profoundly affect how the prosecution presents its case against Alec Baldwin.
This after the judge made rulings on what can be presented to the jury. News 13's Gabe Chavez spoke with a legal expert on what this could mean for both sides.
I'm having real difficulty with the state's position that they want to show that as a producer, he didn't follow guidelines.
Judge Mary Marlowe Summer explaining why she's not letting the state mention Alec Baldwin was a producer and not just an actor on the film production Rust. It was just one of the issues the prosecution and defense argued over in a motion hearing today on what should be admissible in court. This on the eve of the trial, which, according to legal experts, is going to be an interesting case to follow.
In other words, if a jury is going to find someone guilty beyond a reasonable doubt, that they're only being found guilty by evidence that directly relates to their actions.
Baldwin is on trial for involuntary manslaughter after he was holding the gun with a live round that fired and killed cinematographer Helena Hutchins back in 2021. Baldwin looked on from the defense table today as the state argued his status as a producer on the set, meaning he should be held responsible for overall safety. But the judge sided with the defense.
I'm denying evidence of his status as a producer.
UNM professor Joshua Kastenberg says in his experience as a federal prosecutor, if a judge changes what can be presented as evidence in a case this close to trial, prosecutors are often left scrambling.
Anytime the judge issued an evidentiary ruling like this on the eve of a trial, it caused me to have to shift trial tactics. And it generally wasn't good for the case I was presenting.
The judge also not allowing the jury to hear evidence of Baldwin's behavior on set, like him yelling at crew members. The judge also won't allow any testimony blaming Assistant Director David Halls for the shooting, who pleaded no contest to negligent use of a firearm for failing to check the gun properly. As for how today's ruling could affect the state's case, legal experts say it's still early to say.
But I think you can't really get a flavor of the case until you hear the opening statements of the prosecution.
Gabe Chavez, KRQE, News 13.
Jury selection begins tomorrow in Santa Fe. The trial is scheduled to last until the 19th.